We're having problems with falling through the floor. It didn't happen that time.
Oh no!
Alright.
I know I
You
said
meet yourself,
about I
Joking.
turned on my mic when he said about falling through the someone said about falling through the floor.
That was me.
Hey everybody. Welcome to News and Updates.
I really wish I had a
Hey, are we going to mute now or mute later? Can't get in my chair. Let me in my chair.
Hey, Bart. Maybe Yep. And sometimes that happens just when you're getting out of the chair, getting in the chair. Sometimes it happens randomly. Just when you're getting in the chair.
Alright,
I'm
let's
not
get
getting in
this
the
show
chair
on
anymore. I'm gonna
the
live
road.
here.
Ma'am.
Uh-oh.
Ma'am.
I can always
Be
stand
careful,
in front
you
of
might-
the chair, I suppose.
Yeah.
Mark.
Ma'am.
But I'm not sitting down.
Somebody
Mark, do you
asked
want to
me
fix the
something.
space or have us come out?
I'm not using a quest. I'm on a
No,
reflex.
carry on. Carry on with the
Okay.
next load.
Request.
Looks
All
like
right.
you are, 'cause you have both hands.
No, I'm not. I'm on a rift.
Hey everyone! Yay! All right. I want to be yay. I want to be all kinds of things. And right now, I am just Laurel, and I am the co-host here for the news and updates. And I'm with
Donna, the other host here at News and Updates. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but welcome to the Twilight Zone.
Yes,
Isn't that
oops.
what, isn't it
Joseph.
feel that?
Down. God. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
that'll
See,
go
I
in the
told
blooper
you,
reel.
Twilight Zone.
Twilight
it's
Zone
everywhere.
and blooper reel. Okay.
Oh, so Mark, the dazzling producer, world builder, the filmer, and plain genius behind this weekly Altspace VR news show. You'll find him behind the camera bot, live streaming to everyone out in the metaverse and beyond. Well, guys, Altspace VR news is up first, and the cat and the dog and the chickens are all out of the barn today. And this will likely be the topic of much discussion, as it is already in the Altspace VR community and beyond. Drum roll, please. New avatars are on their way.
Ha. Oh, I see some applause. Great. So before we watch the video, let's define the things you need to know. Now, some of you have already seen this, so already formed some opinions. First of all, the work the development team did on these avatars is amazing and groundbreaking. They deserve a ton of credit for this. Do know that these are first phase release avatars. We don't expect major changes. We've been told there won't be any major changes to them, but they will be tweaking them and updating them with more options as feedback is received and development continues.
Now, they have worked hard to allow the new avatars to define creative expressions through what are called connective pieces, allowing customization of body shapes, skin tones, clothing choices, facial structure, facial hair, and accessories.
Yet, and this is important from a psychological and behavioral standpoint, there's still recognizable uniformity in the avatars. While the virtual platforms like Second Life, Rec Room, and VR Chat allow a wide scope of avatars, Altspace VR and Microsoft is moving toward a more uniform signature art style. It's kind of anime look. And it's not just for branding, but it's also for comfort. They found from studies that that when you see an Altspace avatar somewhere out in the wilds of social media or wherever, you recognize it as part of the Altspace community, the tribe. So while you may customize your avatar's face, the body, the hair, and the clothing, it still represents the community, and I like that.
We've been told that there are changes to the facial skeletal controls to allow greater expression and facial movement instead of the static face, along with more natural eye movement and tracking for improved body language and eye contact. When avatars are engaged in conversation, they will lock eyes, blink, and gesture to each other facially as well as with hands.
Now, let's get the bad news out of the way. Yes, there are no legs and no arms, okay? We're losing our legs and we're continuing to be armless, okay? Maybe these might be here in the future, especially if hand tracking and full body tracking is more widely available. But yes, these are floating bodies cut off at the hip level. Okay. Altspace VR has released the first preview video. It's a real short one, so pay attention to the new avatars. So let's take a look and let's talk more about these new avatars. Seems like we're having a little technical difficulty with the audio, so hang on. Was anyone else able
Welcome
to hear
to a
anything?
special
Give me some
sneak
hearts if you were able
preview
to hear
of the
any
new
audio. No,
Altspace
I'm
VR
shaking my
avatars.
head. Okay, so all right, so Mark is working that right now, and so let's talk about the other part, and then we'll replay the video. So, well, what do you think first of just seeing those images without hearing anything? What do you think? Give me some emojis. Oh, some thrilled people, a few frowny faces. Okay. All right, some pretty excited people. Great. So these avatars, Donna, you want to tell us a little more about them?
So these avatars, the question is, do they have potential? The eyes, facial expressions, the opportunities to express yourself physically as well as your fashion sense. This can be fun. Some clever work has been done there. We want to hear from you. Before we do, we also need to be the deliverers of one more piece of news that is heartbreaking to the community. We get this deeply. Many have become very attached to their avatars, and it's all avatars. seriously attached. So this is painful. This entire process is painful for everyone. I'm heartbroken for friends. I'm heartbroken for myself. It's devastating. So this is painful in many ways, in addition to the loss of our familiar human avatars.
Donna, can we do the video and then we'll make that last statement? So let's do the video. I think we've got it fixed. Here's hoping.
Hey there. Welcome to a special sneak preview of the new AltSpace VR avatars, which are coming soon as part of our summer 2020 release. This short video is just a small glimpse into what you can expect, but we hope it gives you a better sense of our goals and our vision around authentic self-expression in AltSpace VR. Our primary goal with the new avatars is to empower you to be you. That means giving you plenty of options so you can decide what aspects of yourself to represent and how. To make interpersonal connection easier, as well as deepen your sense of presence, we've prioritized key features like reactive eye tracking and detailed facial movements. This will make having a conversation feel more true to life, so you're able to more deeply connect with others. We're excited to have built a scalable avatar system that will expand our brand identity and style, drive diversity, and empower authentic self-expression. We hope you enjoy them, and we look forward to your feedback.
All right. Okay, so now that you heard that, what's the reaction? Okay, again, still a little bit of a mix, but we'll see. All right, now, Donna, you want to finish that sentence that you started? Thank you.
So in addition to the loss of our familiar human avatars, there will no longer be robots in AltSpace VR.
Yes, there will no longer be robots in AltSpace.
No legs, no robots.
Yep. So let me add, yeah, we're with you. So let me add that the community helpers and the community in general are in an uproar about this. They are protesting this decision. AltSpace has changed its mind in the past, but it is our understanding that this decision came from higher up in the chain of command than the immediate AltSpace VR team. There are good and bad, these are good and bad reasons, all justifiable, that are behind this. And the News and Updates team is very passionate about protecting the rights of those who thrive in a robot avatar or a human avatar of any kind. And we want to make sure that those rights are protected. Whatever your justification for choosing your avatar, we want to know that we are here for you and feeling the loss as well. But what we are more passionate about, this has been a really hard episode to do. What we're really, really passionate about is this community and keeping what makes it special alive. Okay? So we said before on this show, the avatars are special to all of us. They're part of our identity. They're what makes you special. You know, but what really makes you special is you. It's the person behind the avatar. We don't care what you look like. We don't care if you're oops, there I go. I care if I can stay on the bloody stage. Okay. All right. We don't care if you are black or white, brown, or even purple or green. We really don't. We don't care if you're skinny or you're fat or you're tall or you're short. We don't care if you're disabled or abled or differently abled or whatever phrase that is. We care about you. What's beyond the layer of the protons, the pixels, and the pixies to your inner heart and your inner spirit. That is what matters to us, and it always has, and it always will. And I hope we can survive this together. So, Donna, you want to start the conversation?
I'll just say, let's open the floor to hear your opinion. Now that you've heard what we think, remember, we do not work for AltSpace. We are members of the community, just like you. We offer news and updates, this show, to keep you informed. And if you wish to be heard, please go to AltSpace VR Discord and let your opinion be known on the feedback channel so that you are speaking directly to those with the power to make change. So we know it's a sensitive issue. So be respectful of different opinions. We're not a therapy group, but the open discussion has become vital to our news and updates. So we want to hear from you. So what are your thoughts? Please go ahead and click the raise hand button.
Yep. Karen, you're up.
Well, I was just going to say there's a lot of factors involved in this decision, all the way from, big corporate decisions that are being made and looking to the future. And the other thing is, so I have mixed feelings. You do get attached to your avatars. But on the other side of the coin, it's harder the older you are, the harder it is to accept change. But even, I think, for the younger here, over the next 2 decades, we are in a change that we can't even predict. I mean, not just for XR, but also for how artificial intelligence is going to play a role in all this. So these young people are going to see more changes in their lives than we can even describe right now. So, we just have to accept what's coming down the pike and go with the flow. Because this is just the tip of the iceberg, and it's good. It's all good. I mean, these changes are all good. There'll be some negative parts of it, and with privacy issues and things like that. But I'm just excited about whatever lifetime I have left. I'm excited to see, what's coming down the pike. So even though I have mixed feelings about it, we can't stop progress. And you've got you've got Microsoft competing with Facebook. And there's going to be massive stuff coming down the pike from both companies.
Very true. Very true. Well said. Beautiful. Thank you, Karen. All right. Oh, I'm going to love to hear this one. Lisa, you're up. Yeah.
Wow, I've had a few things pop up in my face there.
Sorry.
Well, and I don't know if anybody else has mentioned this concern, because everyone else just talks about their own identity and the reasons they have chosen that avatar. But the thing that stuck out at me, and I've already actually sent feedback about this, so it's probably easier just to pull that up. Basically what it said was, it's all very well designing avatars that allows you to express yourself with regard to race, gender, identity, etc. But there is a lot of neurodiversity in Altspace, and I feel that this group has been completely left out of the equation. That Altspace does have a lot of people with, for instance, social anxiety. There are extreme introverts in here. There are people on the autistic spectrum in here. It's always been a place of safety and comfort for them. The robots, to me, I always found the fact that they were faceless, blank-eyed, made it very, very easy to talk to the person. Because anybody who has any kind of anxiety can't look at people in the eye in real life. And this whole thing with these eyes absolutely creeps me out. It really does. And I think if there's anybody else like me in here, they're going to have exactly the same problem. So that to me is a biggie. It's a big thing.
You're exactly right. I played around because I do a lot of public speaking and teaching. I played around with the avatars left and right, and the fact that the avatars flash when you talk. That's immediate recognition of who's speaking, and I loved that. But then I switched to the human. I go back and forth. Y'all seen, many of you have seen. I go back and forth, and then I switched to the human one, and then forgot what I was. People have to tell me all the time. I know Serenity has to tell me, and Lisa tell me all the time, and Mark, you're in a robot. Change your other. Okay, because I don't pay any attention. But you are so right about the issue with the eyes. I think that is so important, and it need to be heard. Thank you so much. That's just beautiful. Love it. Thank you for being brave enough. Speaking the truth. I love it. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah. Okay. Oh, we've got a bunch of people. All right. So please click the raise hand button. We're here to have your voice be heard. Britain.
Oh, well, yeah. I like how she said about everybody on the autism spectrum, because I'm on the autism spectrum. I'm also gonna very miss robots, but This is just whenever I get bored or whatever, I come here and it's so much fun. It feels like it would be easier to distinguish people with more details. I may stutter a little bit, but yeah, it's just I'm gonna miss the sorry, I stutter a lot and then I
That's
start
fine.
to choke up. But
Don't worry about it at all.
Yeah, it's all good.
but yeah, I like I like how we're gonna get more detail and how we're gonna get more stuff, but I'm gonna miss all the old stuff that's gonna come around, that's gonna be going away. And I'm just excited to see what's new to come to Alt Space because there are a few problems in it which do need to be addressed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yay. Thank you. Thank you. That's
Mhm.
beautiful. And hello to everybody who's in room 2. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And we want to hear your opinion too. So make sure you hit the raise hand button so we can call on you and bring you up. If you look around, you will see some light blue glowing robots that are sitting around. That is Mark's original robot from I think the last time that was around was the very first part of 2019 before they downgraded all the robots. So just a little quick history. The avatars were downgraded in, I believe it was June of last year, to be placeholder avatars while Outspace worked on the remodel to be compliant with the Oculus Store and with Quest users. And so that was the last time we saw those robots with the shoulder pads and the detailer, the blue ones that are here in the 2 areas. And then they've been kind of smoothed out in their edges into placeholders. But they were going to remove the robots then, and the community protested, and they brought back the male and the female robots and as placeholders to last through the remodel. Now, just as we've mentioned here on the news, when they started the remodel, they could have closed Altspace. They kept it open during the remodel. We've been through some really crazy stuff in that time period. But this is finally getting close to the end of some of the remodel is bringing out these avatars. So we shall see what happens. All right, Joseph, you're on.
I've kind of thought of it on, like, wouldn't there be days where Altspace would just bring back these placeholder avatars, but then I just thought, well, wouldn't that just take extra time for the developers to like get the graphics for the avatars themselves and get that? But really, that's my opinion.
Okay. So one of the things that they've done is the avatar system is built in, and so it isn't like bringing out a picture or any of the graphics. It's built into the entire system, and so when they switch over to these new avatars, they will not be able to cross between the two. It's just it's a development coding thing. It makes it very, very different. Zeke, your turn.
Oh, thank you. I just noticed like all these avatars are having very similar. It kind of reminds me of me and the Rec Room style. It seems like everyone's going for that type of style. And who says people aren't gonna go in the community and mod to make an avatar look like a robot in the first place? I mean,
What do you mean?
what do I mean? Like,
Yeah.
don't people mod stuff like they bring in assets and stuff?
You
to mod?
well, you can put on a mask and a hat through the MRE, but I don't know if you can actually I don't know if there's going to be any kind of an API that's going to allow or script or something that's going to allow modification of our avatars other than wearing hats and masks and clothing and feathers and things like that.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. Okay, so
Thank
we'll
you.
see. Good point, though. Thanks. All right, Niau. Is that right? Did I say that right? You just Niauhu is Niiaouh. You're on. Okay. Nothing. All right, Mark, you're up. The other Mark, Mark Brock.
Hey, hello. Yeah, just
Hey.
a quick question, really. It's more, they've made all this effort to make these new avatars, which do look great for me anyway. I don't mind. When I first came in, I had no problem with the eyes. It's
Mhm.
more simplistic when I see a robot. But do you think down the line there could be new robots as well for the people that like robots? Or is it going to be just these avatars that we're going to get, and we're going to be stuck with these for a long period of time with no robots? That's
Well,
just the one question I've got.
the only thing that I can say is, again, one, we don't work for AltSpace. We're just community
Yeah.
members just like you. We don't know the future. They haven't shared the roadmap with us. We don't know. They've just spent a year plus of development and technology and funding to create these. I think we're stuck with them for a while. Are they,
Yeah.
is the protests and the feedback they're getting from the community going to be enough to push them to bring some form of robot or deal with the eye issue or whatever it happens to be? Then I don't know. You know,
Yeah, it's just a waiting game.
it's a waiting game, but community makes a difference. It really does. And
definitely.
Donna, are you on air? The community makes a huge difference, and so maybe they've changed things before. So again, let your voice be heard. Go to the feedback
Yeah.
either on the Discord or use those links that are out in the hallway, and let them know how you feel about it.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. I don't know. We all, it's really sad when we can actually say, I really just don't know. Buddy, you're up.
Hey, I don't know. Can you hear me right now? Sorry
Yes,
about
we
that.
can.
I'm
Yes,
not-
we can.
So I've been with VR for a while, and I think I've had my HTC Vive for about 3 years, and I don't want to bore anybody with the details, but like I've seen I've seen Second Life, I've seen VR chat, and it's like anyone would say, like Microsoft wants to polish their product, and I've seen a lot of products that Microsoft has taken over, like Hotmail, Skype. And I understand why they want to make it look more professional. Like they professionalize everything. So they're going to take some of the personality out of it, I presume, just to keep it unified so people don't customize it too much and break it. They like to have a lot of control of their products. And my question really is, and not a question that you can make a difference on, but I suppose that you would be wanting to be aware of, is that when are they going to start adding more individuality in the sense of like emojis? Like I can't be angry in this game. I can just be sad, right? And I can't be skeptical. It's just overly positive, and I get it. I understand they want to keep this vanilla, but like there's no way to, like, in this game, to say how I really feel if I mute it, or how to really express myself, because I can't type, and some people are mute. Be honest, like some people in this community just don't talk. They don't have microphones. They're not allowed to. Maybe they're minors, and chatting was a thing that you might see in other communities like VR chat, that I think this place is missing. So there's ways of expressing yourself that just Microsoft, I think, is putting on the side to try to polish this product, and it might hurt them. And that's really where I'm coming from. Like I come in here kind of new. I haven't been on here maybe like a couple of years. Maybe I don't know when this started. And I see a lot of features missing. Like I can't make this console go away. I gotta stare at the freaking time. I can't be mad. I can't be angry.
Okay, we're talking about the avatars. Not the
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
All right, so-
okay, but I
well,
get your point. Yes.
My
Yeah,
point on
and-
the avatar, though, I'm sorry, I want to capitalize. There's no way to see me from far away. Like you don't have my name above me, and
Yes, I do.
so I don't. Do they? Like I don't know how to turn that on, right?
Yeah.
Is there?
No, you don't turn it on. You just point and click at somebody.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway,
Okay.
I'm used to like
Yeah.
being able to identify people from far away.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
don't see it. Yeah, I see. And clap me off the
Okay.
stage. That's cool. Turn it off. Bye.
What? Okay. All right. I don't know.
You're yaying me, so I get it. I've said my piece.
Okay. All right. Well, you could say more. All right. That's fine. But anyway, so yes, you can see people's name tags, and by either clicking on them or holding down your trigger and swiping across the audience. They're not sitting there persistently because that isn't a realistic. We don't walk around in the real world with names over our heads. But when it comes to the points that you made, one, we don't think of this as a game. Once you're in here for a while, does anybody think of this as a game anymore? Give me hearts if you think yes, frownies if you think no. This isn't a game. Yeah, we don't think, yeah, we think of this as a community. We think of this as a shared tribal kind of a space. And we love this space. So now we can switch to hearts, okay? So we really love this space and our community that's within it. We really, really do. And I'm thinking by the hearts that are out there, I think and the frownies that were there, I think that I'm speaking for all of us. And so I think it's important just to understand that we don't think of this as a game. As for the avatars, I think tone of voice can be quite influential in being angry about something. So having an angry face, the frowny face, I think, can be interpreted in many different ways. The emojis have been around since the very beginning, and Microsoft only started paying attention in the last 2 or 3 months since COVID-19. Up until that time period, Microsoft let AltSpace be very, very autonomous. And so just to let you know that Microsoft's involvement has only been in the last few months as the demand for corporate conferences has, arisen. Originally, this was meant as kind of a community space and with a few events, and then the community turned it into an event platform. And so it's classified as a social and event platform. And that was community driven. Now with COVID-19, the corporates have started moving in and throwing money at and trying to get things happening. So now it's moving in a little bit of a different direction. But I think the heart is still going to be here. Joseph, you had something you want to say, and anyone else?
Oh, no. I forgot to...
Okay. All right. Anyone else have something they want to add to the conversation? Just hit the raise hand button. And we'd love to hear from you. Scourge, hi. Got something to say? Scourge, you have something to say about the robot, or about the avatars? I'm looking at Mark's robot everywhere. I keep saying the avatars.
I'm kind of torn with the new look versus the old look. I kind of like the old look. I got used to it, and I guess the hardest part is going to be noticing my friends. How am I going to distinguish who you are for the first few days or weeks until I recognize you again? But I think it'll be fun having the new avatars, even though they don't have legs, which kind of freaks me out a bit. But
yeah, that freaks me out more than the eyeballs. But yeah, I'm with you on that. All right. Yeah, it'll be, in a way, I guess if we could put a positive spin on it, it's kind of like a grandiose kind of masquerade party. We don't quite know who anybody will be once we start doing this, and it'll be like, who are you? I don't know. Luckily we have those name badges to do. So Joseph, did you now want to add something? Joseph? Okay, we've lost Joseph completely. Anyone else have anything to say about that they want to have their say about the avatars? All right. So, Six Stringer, you're up.
Hi, I was wondering, I have a Connect 2, I think it's called, for full body tracking, and I was wondering if AltSpace will support that, or if it does now.
So, AltSpace used to support full body tracking and arm tracking and whatnot through the connection, through Microsoft Connects is a weird name. Right now we have finger tracking that is sitting there with a Quest. I think that's the only device that has finger tracking, right? They didn't add it to the Rift. I can't remember. And so with only one device on the market with hand tracking, even though it is gaining traction, there needs to be multiple devices with that probably, and then AltSpace will kind of incorporate that in. And then again, what device now does full body tracking that's available to consumers? I don't know. So when that becomes available, they may bring it back. It's built in the code. I don't know if they got rid of the code or what they did with the code, but we had it, so we'll see. So we just heard from Reboot that who is one of the people. That's one of the things I want to mention. When people are muted here, it's one because they have a microphone issue, and that just happens. You just luck upon them until they can get that resolved, get microphones dealt with. The other is because they purposely choose to be muted, either out of anxiety or because they can't speak. And those people need a community as well. Same with the deaf and the hearing impaired. They also need community, and most of them are on VR chat because they have hand tracking and they're able to they've actually had communities there that have created hand motions to represent sign language, even though they don't have any fingers, which bravo to them. So Reboot, whom we dearly love in this community, was a Bebop, and the Bebop was the little hovering bee that everybody loved the little Bebop, and that avatar went away when the placeholder avatars came in, and now Reboot's saying that, you know, he's just heartbroken that he's going to lose his robot now. That's such an important part. That little tiny that B was so important, and now all of us. Donna's heartbroken. She's losing her avatar. I'm gonna miss this unique color of my hair, but God, I hate this frickin' shirt. So just letting you know, I hate all of the shirts for women, okay? And I can't stand the t-shirts and the sweatshirts. So I'm gonna be glad to see something else to at least cover the tops, though I will miss my legs. So, but I have always hated the shirt. So, I've been through so many shirts. I hate the shirts. But yeah, it's really painful. So, all right, Mark, you're up. Mark? He's switching between the bot and him. There you go. Talent.
Okay. So, you know, people who know me and people that come to news and updates know about me, especially if they turned up for the 1 year anniversary. That, you know, I've suffered from social anxiety for a long time. And when I came to be in VR, I came, and this is nearly 3 years ago. And same with other people who, you know, come into virtual space, they choose their avatar, and they might struggle to find what would represent who they are. I tried all the avatars, and the only one I went back to was this robot. And I've been this robot for 3 years. It's how I identify myself as being. And I have sort of come out a lot when I was this avatar. You know, I joined the Altspace 101, and you know, to moderate. I even went to then host the 101s. And then I started the news and updates. I don't think I would have been able to achieve any of all that to help, you know, help moderate events, help, you know, host events, host my own event, or even help the community in the community with, you know, with new users coming in. Because, you know, I just don't think I would have achieved any of that if I was any other avatar, especially you know, human avatars. And yeah, you know, I'm devastated that I'm going to lose my avatar, my identity. The same with many others that have social anxiety, and okay.
As usual, Mark says it best. All right, we're going to continue this discussion when we're done. Wow. So, as usual, Mark either makes me laugh or makes me cry. And thank you, Mark, for being one of my best friends and for being so honest. It's really hard to pull back from this and get on with the rest of the show because there are still so many voices that absolutely need to be heard. So we want to encourage you to be heard on the Altspace VR Discord. in the server, there's a channel called feedback. Let them know what you're thinking. Send emails in through the support lines and let them know how you feel about this. And go deep on it, please, because this is a deep issue and they need to hear it. Because a lot of times they're just hearing surface things. We need to go deep with this and really let them know how we feel. Because feelings can make a difference when you stand tall and be brave like Mark just was. And all of you. AltSpace does have a history of listening. Let's hope that they still have that history going forward, and maybe we might be heard. So let's breathe for a second and move on to the rest of the news and the updates. And I want to thank all of you for being so honest and letting us have this trustful conversation. So thank you. Okay, Donna, all yours.
Okay, with that, we will move on to, excuse me, events. So tonight is your very last opportunity in this set of events by Reggie Watts. He's been dazzling us for, I believe it's 7 weeks. I believe this is the 8th week. I think that's what they said, with his explorations into reinterpreted reality. He's such an amazing vocal artist, beatboxer, musician, and comedian. And he's entertained us for 8 weeks in his special exclusion AltSpace VR performances, making us laugh, sing, dance, and even shed a few tears together during this time of need and changing world. So thanks to AltSpace VR for bringing us this master of entertainment and sensitive spirit during this time where everybody really needed it. We really needed it. Doesn't it feel like forever since the beginning of March? And yet it feels like, one time it feels like it was yesterday, and the next time it feels forever. It's so strange.
It is. It's pretty amazing. And, we're really lucky to be sharing it all with you. We have been all through this together. This last 6 months of freaking insanity. And longer than that. For many of us, we've shared this for years together. But for the last few months, thank you for sharing it with us. And get ready for happy hour tonight with Alan. In a few hours, it features DJ Stopknocks doing a live set from the Brooklyn rooftop, letting you just take a deep breath and dance the night away. Okay? Love it.
Now, later tonight, there's Late Night with Buddy. And it's featuring Dodge Cola, I don't know if I said that right, I hope so, to test the improv skills and do some skits at this fun audience participation show. It's all happening in a few hours.
Yes. And our favorite Daisy Shaw is back tomorrow, encouraging those in the UK and expats to meet and gather and have a great time. As mentioned, more and more regionally representative groups are happening, and there might be one in your neck of the planet. If not, then start your own. We need more of these, especially now, to bring us together and help us define not who we are as avatars, but who we are as citizens of this planet. And we want this world to go where we want it. Help us work together to figure out where we want the world to go in the future. Seriously, changing times, as one of you said, absolutely changing times, and we have to adapt to all those changes. So thank you, Daisy Shaw, for helping us launch these great social events.
Absolutely. Now, the WXR Fund is teaming up with Verizon's 5G Lab for a fascinating session. It's happening on Tuesday, and they'll be exploring VR creative tools and remote collaboration. This is the heartbeat topics of AltSpace VR, so don't miss this amazing event. Remember, it's happening Tuesday. Check your calendar. Mark interested.
Yay! Now, Jorgen is offering a new meetup that's focused on the Universal VR Encyclopedia on Monday. The meetup project, referred to as Project UVRE, will begin by introducing you to the concept and then visiting a new home here in AltSpace for at least what's called the home menu. We're not sure what this is, so you're going to have to go and report back. So Project UVRE is designed to support subject matter topics like virtual reality, like world building and education and all kinds of things. Now, did you know that the virtual community library has been going for almost 20 years. Similar to this project, the virtual library programs was started in Second Life, and now they host libraries on platforms, including one they've started here in AltSpace VR. And Tuesday, Valerie Hill, the librarian for the virtual community library, will be presenting on virtual educational and library environments. She's speaking for educators in VR, and she's going to be discussing and describing what a virtual library is and what it does. And wow, she told me about it. It is so cool. So it's not a library like you think it's a library. It's wonderful. These are exciting projects. And did you even know these were available? Honestly, it is so wonderful to see people dedicated to not just sharing, but helping to preserve virtual reality, augmented reality, and more.
Now, and as we're speaking about education, let's dive into the amazing iLearn conference that's happening in Virbela, a sister virtual platform, and also here in AltSpace VR. It's a 4-day conference by the Immersive Learning Research Network. There are still free tickets available, and it's ideal if you are a researcher, educator, learner, deep diver into what makes XR tick and what is the latest research and development in it. This is the first virtual conference, and they are bringing 4 special events here to AltSpace VR. They're based on the proposed sustainability challenges proposed by the United Nations. Each event is facilitated small group discussion exploring solutions on racism, climate change, the spread of infectious diseases, and bridging the digital divide. Oh, really on point for what we're all experiencing every day, right, guys? So they've made these events on Tuesday and Wednesday, and they're open to the public. So join us for a fascinating, many fascinating discussions, and maybe we might come up with some answers, some things we can do.
Nice?
Action items, yeah, absolutely.
Action items. Yay. Now, there's some other changes that seem to be going on around AltSpace. Wednesday's Mingle and Chill. How many been to Mingle and Chill? Give me some hearts. Been to Mingle and Chill? Yeah. Well, it's one of the oldest, longest running events here in AltSpace. It's very popular. And it went from the social gathering to commune and learn more about each other and just hang out. Literally with just like 20, 30 of us. It was great. And learning a little bit more about the inner workings of AltSpace to a full presentation session with audience participation and all kinds of stuff. We get to have bitch sessions and everything. It is still an opportunity, even though they've changed the name. It is now called Meet the Program Owner of AltSpace. So it's not Mingle and Chill. I don't know if that's going to persist, but this week it's called Meet the Program Owner of AltSpace VR. You still have an opportunity to meet Keegan, the program owner, and discuss the behind-the-scenes subjects of AltSpace and what's going on. And she's a great one to have a conversation with. So look forward to that on Wednesday.
Now, next Saturday, the XR Creators Unite Speaker Series brings some heavy hitters to their bi-weekly event. Martin Waters is the Director of Learning Experience and Instructional Design for Medscape and WebMD. Many of you have likely visited WebMD for a health check. For the past 7 years, he's been working on virtual patient simulation. He is joined by Calvin she tried to do this phonetically for me, even that doesn't work. Guns. Okay, Calvin Gunn, Senior Manager of the Multimedia and Studio Operations with the company. He is working on mixed reality projects for sales support and marketing. The future is here with virtual science and healthcare, and what is a great opportunity to learn more about how XR is literally changing our lives.
Now, just check out the events calendar. Make sure that you mark an event as interested, and you'll receive an email reminder an hour prior to the event, so don't miss out on all the fun that is fun here in AltSpace. And still, avatars aside, we still know how to have a good time. So that is all for this week's news and updates. I want to thank you all for being so honest and being open in the discussion. Remember, the conversation doesn't stop here in AltSpace VR. Discord is our home base for our community outside of AltSpace, and we invite you to join the news and updates and Discord to keep up with the news and the activities here and around the VR industry.
And we will live stream the news onto YouTube every week, and you can catch up with past episodes to learn more about how AltSpace VR works and what's going on in the community. We've also added our announcements feed to our news and updates Discord server, and as you know from news this week, you want to stay up on that so you don't want to miss a minute of the news.
Absolutely. And we are here to keep you updated on the news in AltSpace, so please tell a friend and share our Discord and YouTube channels with others so we can keep up with the news. And we're going to hang around after the news to answer your questions and talk about what we're doing here in AltSpace, so stick around, so we'd love to chat with you. Thank you, Donna, for being brave alongside me to do this today, and thanks to all of our great volunteers and our moderators who are helping us out in both of the rooms that we have open. So, again, in these uncertain times and with all the changes going on, please be safe wherever you're in the world, and we love you. All right. Thanks, everybody. Yay.